this year, a 1 of 23 autographed LeBron James rookie card tied for the record of...
Real quick, do you guys remember, I think it was like 6 months ago, I really wanted to find my sports card collection because I collected the fuck out of basketball cards when I was a child and obsessed with basketball. Video? Am I not getting notifications for half of my subs? I didn't know he posted a new video. Like within the last week? Within the last day. Jesus Christ, no, I didn't see this.
On September 30th, 2010, Valve released an update to their flagship online multiplayer shooter, Team Fortress 2. This update would go on to be so influential that it arguably transformed the core business model of the gaming industry for the following decade. Players can now purchase cosmetic items through in-game microtransactions, but more importantly, they can now trade those items among themselves, and no items were more valuable than unusual hats.
I used to love hats when I played TF2. Everyone did. I just hated farming them in those like AFK lobbies.
Make the game free to play less than a year afterwards. In the
most expensive TF2 hat is 16 grand, right?
The industry's original loot crate, an unlockable mystery box with a 1% chance of granting the player an unusual hat. Items so comically ostentatious that they would instantly catapult you to the center of attention on any server you joined. The only way to get your hands on one was to spend hundreds of dollars on boxing or to trade with someone who spent hundreds of dollars on boxing. Naturally, this meant that unusual hats didn't come cheap. The most
16k is kind of low for most of these games. CSGO's most expensive item is, I think, 150 grand. That sold for 150 grand.
Trading. The Burning Flames Team Captain.
Yeah,
Ever since this hat was added, it has reigned supreme as the single most desirable item in the game. Why would somebody spend $16,000 on a bunch of worthless pixels? Well, conceptually, unusual hats are nothing new. It turns out that plenty of people are willing to fork over a lot more than 16 grand on items that the rest of us would consider worthless. A few years after bringing the joy of crates to TF2, Valve decided to double down on this business model in their newest shooter, CSGO.
Yeah!
TF2's economy.
It's AK-47 Blue Serpent, 150k I think.
CSGO weapon skins may differ in quality, wear, kill trackers, and stickers, which greatly influence the item's overall value. Ideal versions of all these variables can drive the prices of top CSGO items into the six-figure mark. The AK-47's case-hardened skin is far from the most expensive on average. However, pattern number 661 is prized by collectors for its uniform blue top. In addition to this 1 in 1,000 attribute, an AK-47 with minimal wear, a stat tracker, and 4 holographic Titan stickers sold for $150,000 earlier this year. But the most valuable item in all of CSGO is speculated to be another case-hardened weapon. The factory-new Pattern 387 Blue Gem Caramel was last sold to a collector in 2016. Factory-new Blue Gem is the only one of its kind. Today, some traders appraise its value at $750,000.
Wait, what? How is that possible?
If you're not interested in dropping the value...
Wait, hold on, let me see that one more time. How is that possible? How can there only be one of this item to exist? Surely there's more, but no one's unboxed it yet, right? It's a specific pattern. Yeah, but more than one person can have this pattern, right? I haven't unboxed shit in a long time. Okay, so it's not... Only one of them has been currently unboxed that we know of, but more than one person could have this theoretically. Am I understanding that correctly? Okay, gotcha. Just want to make sure.
If you're not interested in dropping the value of a house on a bunch of pixels, then perhaps you'd rather put that money towards a 3-inch piece of paper. Before the age of virtual cosmetics, trading cards were the epitome of intrinsically worthless items that could potentially cost a fortune. Last year famously saw an explosion in the Pokemon trading card market. In December, a first edition shadowless holographic Charizard card sold for a record $369,000.
And I got mine for like $1,000. Pussies.
In pristine condition. That record was broken 3 months later in February of this year when a Pikachu Illustrator card sold for $375,000. The promotional card was only awarded to winners of a 1998 Japanese art competition. Of the estimated 24 billion Pokemon cards in circulation, only about 40 Pikachu illustrators are known to exist. Magic the Gathering predates the Pokemon trading card
signed Black Lotus.
Years. giving collectors a bit more time to salivate over the game's most exclusive finds. Magic's holy grail is the infamous Black Lotus,
but there's a signed Black Lotus
part of the game's original release. Earlier this year, a signed Black Lotus from the game's alpha set sold at auction for more than $500,000. Sports trading cards.
Ew.
In 1999, the American
gross.
Tobacco Company was ready to release their T206 baseball card series, which they distributed in packs of cigarettes. However, prior to the sale,
I have not seen that
Pirates shortstop Honus Wagner revoked the rights to his likeness, forcing the tobacco company to remove his cards from circulation. Few as 50 Wagner cards were ever distributed to the public, selling in 1933 for the present-day equivalent of $1,000.
Idiots.
In 1991, one of 3 remaining mint-condition Wagners was acquired by hockey great Wayne Gretzky for nearly $500,000.
Wow.
In 2016, another mint Wagner was sold for $3.1 million,
wow.
a record that stood until just last year. Currently, the most expensive baseball card is a PSA Grade 9 Mickey Mantle rookie card, which sold for $5.2 million this past January.
Well, Mike Trout's card sold for like $4 million, right?
Dominance in the card collecting market, baseball cards look to soon be surpassed by basketball cards in value. In April of this year, a 1 of 23 autographed LeBron James rookie card tied for the record of...
Real quick. Do you guys remember, I think it was like 6 months ago, I really wanted to find my sports card collection because I collected the fuck out of basketball cards when I was a child and obsessed with basketball. Good news, couldn't find any of them. There's an extremely good chance I had some bangers because I remember this series of cards where they have like a little piece of the jersey that you feel and they like this design. I doubt I had this card, but I had definitely cards from this set. Because I remember really liking the tactile feel of being able to touch the shit. And I can't find any of it. I have been so upset about that for the last 6 or so months. I don't know what happened to them. I really don't know what the fuck happened to them. But if any of you guys ever see like some old school... I put them in Pokemon binders. If you see Pokemon binders of basketball cards, don't buy any. Just let me know. Because I want them back.
Autographs provide collectors with a much more personal touch.
I recently started collecting cards from cigar packs of my favorite porn stars.
Vary wildly depending on its signee, but the most valuable ones
that's more passion. I don't know about investment there, but I like it.
In 2017, an autographed copy of Albert Einstein's iconic tongue photo was sold for $125,000. In 2018, a baseball featuring 11 signatures from the sport's original Hall of Fame inductees sold for more than $600,000. However, by far the most expensive autographs are forged out of time. The signature of 16th century poet William Shakespeare has only been identified on 6 surviving documents. Today, it's estimated that a Shakespeare autograph would sell for up to $5 million. The most expensive autograph ever sold belongs to George Washington, whose personal copy of the Constitution was purchased for nearly $10 million in 2012.
That sounds like a good deal, I think, actually.
Memorabilia. Sneakers have been one of the most popular forms of memorabilia to collect ever since the meteoric success of Nike's Air Jordan brand in the 80s. In 2020, an original pair of Jordans...
I wish football memorabilia was worth something, because I had a lot of that as a kid and I still have it.
Becoming the most expensive sneakers in the world. Of course, the decades-long...
Actually, give me 1 second. I'm going to look something up. I saw this the other day at my parents' house. I have the Baltimore Ravens Super Bowl ball signature. Hold on, let me find it. When the Ravens won the Super Bowl back in, I think it was like 2004 they won it. Let me see. They had like this commemorative thing. 2001. They had like a commemorative ball where they all signed it, and I have that. I wonder what that would go for. So it's the entire 2001 squad. They all signed a ball. I still have that in a little glass case. Let me check that. You could be lying. Yeah. Well, it is what it is.
The supremacy of the Air Jordans have recently been challenged by Kanye West's Yeezy brand. Memorabilia from the most prestigious athletes and artists can fetch a hefty price, but by far the most expensive memorabilia belongs to the whimsical world of cinema. Darth Vader's helmet from The Empire Strikes Back sold for just under $900,000 in 2019.
I really don't like Amish Mafia. I appreciate it though, bro.
Monroe's iconic white dress from The 7-Year Itch sold for $4.6 million. But the most expensive memorabilia ever worn by a movie star may be Dorothy's ruby slippers from The Wizard of Oz. Although costumes may embody iconic characters more so than any other type of memorabilia, vehicles end up edging them out in price. James Bond's Aston Martin DB5 from Goldfinger sold for $6.4 million. Possibly the most expensive piece of memorabilia
Dukes of Hazzard
ever sold was the General Lee from Dukes of Hazzard, selling for a whopping $9.9 million. When we come back, we'll take a look at what lies beyond the 8-figure mark.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You the generosity.
And just a moment ago, here's what's happened. A fan somehow gets out of the infield area, comes out on the track, and is trying to get Pat Kenseth's autograph.
I'll let the ad ride for my boy Implement.
How can you afford all of these exceedingly rare and special items? Well, everyone, where I get my money isn't important. What is important is where that money doesn't go.
We watched it.
Paying some stupid bank a bunch of unnecessary fees. Current is looking to change the face of mobile banking. And this card represents your ticket
I actually
to
love Current.
More of your money faster.
That's a good ad.
With Current, you can stop throwing away your hard-earned cash on hidden fees and put that money towards something useful, like expensive collectibles. The premium card comes with no minimum balance requirement and up to $100 in
Any defunct land lately? There's somewhere we haven't seen yet.
Ripped off by ATM fees? Current lets you access over 40,000 free ATMs across the US, which can come in handy whenever you find the next hidden gem in the wild. Earn points towards cash back on purchases from thousands of participating vendors for even more savings to fuel your addiction, hobby. And the best part is
this
that
an ad within an ad? Well, not on purpose.
So you can finally get in on that auction before it expires. So visit current.com/amplemon to sign up for your premium card today. And in less than 2 minutes, you could be on your way to owning that sweet 1969 Dodge Charger from Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh, that has to be worth millions, Edgar.
While the General Lee may be the most expensive piece of memorabilia, it's far from the most expensive automobile. Lamborghini is one of the most recognizable exotic car brands for average Joes to daydream about. A new Lamborghini Aventador will set you back around $800,000, with just over 1,000 units being produced each year. That price is about 10 times less than Lamborghini's most expensive model, the Veneno, only 12 of which were ever sold to the public. However, for the most elite car collectors, a typical Lambo might as well be a Toyota Corolla.
It's 7 o'clock in the morning, and Elon Musk anxiously...
Oh, look at him! He's so innocent and shit. He was still human here.
A car that I've just bought, which is called the McLaren F1.
In the 1990s, the McLaren F1 set the record for the fastest top speed reached by a production car. The most expensive supercar right now is the ultra-rare Pagani Zonda HP Barchetta, listed at a price of $23.5 million. However, the title of the most expensive automobile in the world belongs to fellow Italian automaker Ferrari. In 2018, a 1963 Ferrari 250 GTO sold for $70 million, truly showing that old money still reigns supreme in the automotive world. While car collectors have existed for over a century, stamp collectors date back even further. In 1856, a shipment of stamps to British Guyana was delayed, forcing the post.
Imagine taking a ship across the water back then. Super dangerous just to deliver stamps.
Were then distributed and quietly forgotten, until 17 years later when a young boy discovered the unusual 1-cent magenta octagon on one of his uncle's old letters. The boy would end up selling the stamp to a collector for 6 shillings. That stamp would go on to become the only surviving copy of the British Guyana 1-cent magenta. Today, it is worth over $9 million.
Wow.
And to the 60 million stamp collectors in the world, no other piece of postage is more valuable.
Wow.
If stamps are one of the oldest fixations
I have to look something up again. Every time I go to the post office, which isn't often, mind you, there is at least 5 or 6 elderly men buying stamps. It is crazy how alive stamp collecting is. I am curious if there's any like news, stamp collecting news or anything. The little dude sold it for 6 shillings. Yeah, he should have just been immortal and waited till 2020 to sell it for 10 mil. Fucking idiot. Yeah, there's so many stamp collectors. Oh my god. I wonder if any of the old stamps I have in that box I showed on stream are worth anything. I think we established they weren't, but maybe you guys were lying to me.
Collectors, coins may be the oldest. Evidence of coin collecting dates as far back as ancient Rome. One of the most infamous events in Roman history was the assassination of Julius Caesar. 2 years after usurping the throne, Brutus had several coins minted to commemorate himself literally getting away with murder. In 2020, Brutus's gold coin sold for over $4 million. The most expensive coin ever sold happens to be another gold coin. the last gold coin ever minted by the U.S. Treasury. In 1934, President Roosevelt issued an executive order outlawing gold coins from general circulation. The Treasury was ordered to destroy all 450,000 newly minted 1933 double eagles. However, a few dozen were illegally rescued and distributed to collectors. Over the next several years, the federal government located, confiscated, and destroyed almost all of the remaining copies.
Why?
Only one double eagle, acquired by King Farouk of Egypt, managed to evade apprehension. Today, that lone coin survives as the only 1933 double eagle in private possession. In June of this year, the coin was sold for nearly $19 million. More than 900,000 times its nominal value.
Holy
See anything
shit.
you like?
Yeah, I'll give you $1.50 for this umbrella.
$1.50 for that?
Thanks,
But it's an
Long
antique.
Dong.
If you keep something in good condition for long enough, it will eventually be worth a fortune. Antiques provide a treasure trove.
That's so fucking wrong, though. All the antiques my parents and grandparents kept are worthless.
Action Comics #1 marked the beginning of the superhero genre.
Has to be the
in
right
pop
stuff.
culture. A mint condition copy of the original Superman is now worth more than $3 million. Leonardo da Vinci was the most recognizable figure of the 15th century, and he would end up writing what would eventually become the most
Your dad has
expensive
50
book
of those?
in the world.
No, he doesn't.
In
I'll tell you right now, he
1994,
doesn't.
Microsoft co-founder
If I'm
Bill
wrong, come
Gates
back here
purchased
and show me that you're a
Leonardo's Codex
multimillionaire.
Leicester for more than $30 million. Unofficially, the most expensive antique ever sold was this 18th century Qing Dynasty vase, selling at auction for over $80
Holy
million.
shit.
It's at this
Let me take a peek at this one more time. This is $80 million? It's not even a cool Yu-Gi-Oh card or anything. What the fuck is the point? It's a stupid vase. But at least it's better than like a Damien Hirst art piece. At least this actually doesn't look horrible. Like you can tell that's a fish. Looks like actual effort went into it. So I can't be like that mad about it. I don't care if this is a vase Jesus Christ himself put plants in. It's a stupid vase. Who cares? 80 mil for that. Upsetting. Can't even like duel with it. I'm gonna go pee real quick though. Give me 1 second. I'm back. The vase has holes in it so you can't even piss, shit, or cum in it. Oh, true. Yeah, that is rough.
selling at auction for over $80 million. It's at this point where the line between antique and artwork starts to blur. Approaching the 9-figure mark, we are beginning to enter the highest echelon of collectability, fine art. For centuries, expensive artwork has served as an enduring symbol of high-class society. For those who are so disgustingly wealthy that the concept of dollars and cents has practically lost all meaning, fine art has often acted as the final frontier of what money can buy.
It's so stupid. It's so fucking stupid.
Alberto Giacometti's Pointing Man is the world's most expensive statue, selling to a collector for $141 million.
I hate artists, bro. Oh my fucking god. It's so crazy. It's so this honestly just looks like a stick that he found and whittled a little bit and then put another stick going across horizontally. I just don't get it. I fucking hate it. It makes me irrationally upset. I know it's just money laundering, but it still just makes me really upset.
If you consider jewelry to be art, then the prices become even more staggering. The infamous Hope diamond necklace has been valued as high as $350 million. And is generally considered to be the most expensive gem in the world. It has been valued as high as $400 million.
Jesus.
But that's still not as much as the most expensive privately owned painting, Leonardo da Vinci's Salvator Mundi. In 2017,
that looks kind of cool at least.
For $450 million.
At the very least, this is better than other modern art shit. At least this is a real painting. It looks kind of decent. This looks like a magic card. Like, I am honestly expecting it to say like Brainstorm up here or something. At the very fucking least, that looks okay.
Of course, the most expensive painting
it's not a
in the
portrait
world
of me.
is
Stop, Jesus
Leonardo
Christ.
da Vinci work, the Mona Lisa, the most famous painting in human history, a work of art so valuable that it defies private ownership. The Mona Lisa is technically property of the nation of France and resides on permanent display at the Louvre. It has an insured value of over $800 million, equivalent to the GDP of Samoa. Beyond this point, we struggle to accurately appraise items.
Fucking wild.
Anything more valuable starts to enter the realm of pricelessness. Certain items are deemed so anthropologically important that they transcend collectability and ownership. It's possible that ancient artifacts like the Rosetta Stone may be more valuable than the Mona Lisa, but we may never know if it really is. It's insightful to discover the point at which we stop pricing items. Based on what we know about how older objects continue to become significantly rarer and more expensive, then this 40,000-year-old flute made out of a mammoth tusk should intuitively be one of the most valuable items in the world. However, the mammoth flute has substantially less fanfare than a Stradivarius violin.
True,
despite the flute being 100 times older. When I was a kid, I used to collect 1/64 scale die-cast NASCARs, and I can truly say that it was one of the most satisfying and rewarding hobbies I've ever participated in. But why exactly
I collect Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I finished my collection.
The psychology of collecting is not very well understood, but our obsession with rarity may result from our brain's innate desire to seek out the extraordinary. Obtaining food is no longer the satisfying challenge that it once was.
Hey, speak for yourself, food's still pretty cool.
To recreate the rush of discovering
potato pancakes
in the wilderness. The subconscious desire to recapture our foraging roots may be but a microcosm of a far greater desire to recapture our tribal roots. Today, we live in a very alienating society, a far cry from the tightly knit clans which our ancestors occupied. When we spend $400 million on a painting, or $9 million on a stamp, or $150,000 on a virtual gun, we are not just buying a rare item. In many ways, we are buying into the community that comes with owning a rare item.
Well, I can't imagine. I don't know about that. I feel like if someone bought the 150K CSGO skin, the community would collectively laugh at them and insult them. You're buying in to make the community laugh at you. You become a lol cow for the community that you dumped that money into. I feel like that's not super accurate. Maybe for art, because you're already part of the elite vampire, interdimensional, time-traveling weirdos or whatever the fuck. Maybe there, I guess, for the money laundering. But as far as like video games go and shit, if you're buying a $16,000 TF2 hat, $100,000 CSGO skin, you are just going to be laughed at and ostracized by the community. At least that's what I imagine.
Historic times was as much of a social event as it was a day-to-day task. It provided people with constant opportunities to demonstrate their usefulness towards their peers. Foraging allowed people to feel valued by the community around them. We now live in an era where the average person has arguably never felt less valued. For many, joining a niche subculture is their only way to rekindle feelings of esteem and belonging. For collectors, it's a matter of finding a unified culture, one which truly represents their ideals and motivations. This may help justify why a 400-year-old violin is so much more desirable than a 40,000-year-old flute. People admire Da Vinci, Michael Jordan, Superman. Maybe if we own an iconic piece of them, we can be admired too. While the impulse to collect once helped us gather survival resources, today it may be helping us gather social resources, which many are now finding more scarce than food, water, and shelter. For some, collecting rarities is the first step in connecting with others and engaging with an exclusive culture. The rest of us may consider it a waste of money, but for certain collectors, belonging to something meaningful is worth every penny. In addition to belonging, collecting may be attempting to account for another aspect many find sorely lacking from modern society: autonomy. With each passing year, the world around us gets more complex, more chaotic, and more unpredictable. You can't go a few moments without discovering some new threat that you didn't even realize it was possible to worry about. After a while, it all starts to become overwhelming, and most of us end up feeling more and more like riders on the storm. In this sense, collecting may serve as a therapeutic activity, especially for those who've experienced trauma. It's no wonder why the recent explosion in collecting occurred when most of us were in lockdown. A period when many had never
That's a good point. That's a really good point, actually.
No matter the reason we collect rare
cards
items,
and everything blew up during lockdown
because of it. And if the past year has shown us anything, it's that collecting isn't going away anytime soon. In the time I've been working on this video, several of its records have already become outdated. The future of collecting is more exciting than ever before. Following the advent of cryptocurrency and digital assets, non-fungible tokens have spawned a whole new genre of collectibles. In June of 2017, creative studio Larva Labs released
CryptoPunks, oh god!
Unique CryptoPunks for free on the Ethereum network. Each punk was algorithmically generated to have one or more distinct features, with about 100 spawning with a special classification of zombie, ape, or the rarest of all, alien. one of the 9 alien CryptoPunks sold for $7.6 million, becoming the most expensive NFT ever sold. One day later, digital artist Beeple would shatter his composition
Good for him.
A collage of all 5,000 images that he published over a time span dating back to May 2007. The Everyday's NFT was purchased for over $69 million, about 8% the value of the Mona Lisa. A hell of a price to pay for a bunch of worthless pixels.
You bronze? You hit bronze?
We hit bronze, baby!
That's fucking... wait, all solo queue?
What?
All solo queue, or do you have a squad?
All solo queue.
Bro, that's fucking huge. Congrats.
Oh, thanks, man. It got nerve-wracking, but we're there.
Nice.
We've had 3 wins in a row.
You're fucking cooking.
We're cooking, baby.
That's big. Meet the #1 gigolo in Japan, Akuya Kun... Oh, haven't we seen that? Yeah, we watched this. This guy's fucking awesome. And then we watched the other guy. And this guy has a watch that was from Cristiano Ronaldo. Like, him and Cristiano Ronaldo have like the only 2 that watch in the world or something crazy. Gas station encounters. I also don't like gas station encounters. I just find it really boring. Every video we've ever watched from gas station encounters is always the same thing. This guy took a drink of orange soda and put it back. And now he left. If you know this man. Like, that's every video. About looting lottery loser.
He is going to exit the bathroom. He's still drying off his hands. Now, he is looking around for our lottery cards because, you know, he's a lottery player. Now, he's still looking around. He can't find them. And he's going to make his way over here. And it looks like he spotted them. So he's going to reach
his intonation is also really frustrating. It's like Chills.
He's going to pull out a big
but for gas
wad
stations.
of losing lottery ticket. So he makes his way towards the lottery checker so he can check some of those tickets here to try and pick some winning numbers.
I really hope there's no more fast forwarding after this.
So he's finally done, and it's time to make that purchase.
Alright.
Quarter.
Jesus Christ. It's really fucking getting wild now.
Are you doing card or cash for these?
He comes over here to the hostess rack. He pulls out a Reese's cake. He's going to look at it and he's going to decide,
Jesus Christ.
I don't really want that. So, towards the candy section.
Has he done anything wrong yet? Am I missing something? Has he done something wrong?
The counter. Yep, he's busy. Let's do a double look. Yep, okay, he's still on his to the Little Debbie rack. He's going to grab
He's literally shopping.
Good choice.
He's just fucking shopping.
Rack. No, I don't really want anything on the hostess.
I don't want to know how much longer it is.
So, he's going to take that zebra cake.
I mean,
he's going to
we're going to finish it.
His left pocket along with those
Chat
M&Ms.
spams gas station encounters all the time, and this is every video on this channel.
Pack of M&Ms.
Fuck, I want to steal from there. Why is this so boring?
So now that I'm done with the transaction, I'm like, oh, I gotta hurry up and look at these cameras, see if he took anything.
Thanks, yeah, you have a good one?
Uh-oh. It's about to pop off. It's about to get wild.
You know you need to use the bathroom. Come on, I need you to use the bathroom. Please, please use the bathroom. No, you don't need to use the bathroom. Dang it. And I didn't get to verify in time. She gone.
This is every single fucking video from the channel. I don't know why it gets spammed so much during YouTube nights. Oh my god. That one was exceptionally boring. Fuck. Alright, I think we've all learned a valuable lesson. Can we stop spamming that every single YouTube night? There's a couple videos that I saw over the last couple years from this channel that I enjoyed, but recently it has been the same stuff every single fucking time, and it's all like that. Bob Emergency? You didn't have to donate again, man. You don't have to donate to suggest things. You just put it in the chat. A study of athletes named Bob. Holy fuck, this is 40 minutes of people named Bob. Holy fuck, it's over an hour of people named Bob.
I hope it's as bad as you imagined. 1996 Pinnacle.
That doesn't look bad to me.
This is Bob Hamelin. We know this because he's holding up a card that says Bob Hamelin. It's important to remember that Pinnacle actually...
It's like a little mugshot card.
Bob Hamelin absolutely refused to be cool. No matter how hard the card companies tried. They embossed his card with foil. Didn't work. They made a shiny special edition card. It had no effect. They cut
it looks cool if you ask me.
Bob, you're making this very difficult. Applying any measure of coolness to Bob Hamlin was absolutely hopeless.
Well, I think he's cool. And I'm sure all the other Bobs are also pretty fucking cool. Actually made. You know Andrew's the one that makes those, right? Andrew, who's been in videos with us for like almost 10 years now. Of course I've seen them. Andrew and I have done videos together for 10 years now. Of course I know how it's actually made serious. What do you think of Hassan buying a house? That shit has been wacky. Literally overnight, LSF turned into like the most politically savvy people of all time. Apparently. I couldn't give a fuck less. I don't really care. I don't keep up with politics. I don't pretend to even know what socialism means, but fucking LSF, that is the hub of intellectuals over the last like 3 days. I've learned so many new terms from reading a few comments, some that I don't think even exist. I'm pretty sure I saw Schmeckeldorf tossed in there when they were talking about socialism and activism or something. It's fucking crazy. I couldn't give a fuck less. I think Hassan is dumb as shit for living in California, though. I will say that. If you live in California by choice, you make me sick. I think that's very silly. He should have moved. But other than that, that's as far as I care. If he likes California, that's good, though. I mean, wherever they're happy, but I think that place sucks. Well, gee, socialism isn't a Twitch term, it's a political one. The only Twitch term is LSF. You live in Florida? Florida is an affordable landscape full of actual idiots. And that's all that matters. It's cheap, everything's close by each other, it's everything in close proximity. As long as you just avoid talking to people, you're golden. California is a genuine cesspool of filth. It has one good thing going for it, and it's the lack of humidity in its weather. That's another big detriment to Florida. If you go outside, you're immediately sweating. But everything else in California sucks. I haven't seen Hassan's house, but I imagine for $3 million he bought like a 2-bedroom apartment somewhere. That place is so overly expensive for no fucking reason. Traffic, it's over 2 hours to go 8 miles. I hate that. I hate that place. California sucks dick. Living there by choice is baffling to me. I would honestly probably choose New York over California, and I don't say that lightly, because New York pumps sewage into its atmosphere to poison the populace inside of it. It smells like actual dog shit every single day in New York City. And I would probably choose that over California. Not all of California. Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I only went to wherever LAX airport is nearby. The man with the largest testicles. Bro, I'm on Twitch. I can't even think about large testicles without getting banned. Who do you mean, Arefum? I'm just saying, living in California is silly. It is silly. You should be trying your best to get the fuck out of California ASAP. There's a magical world out there where you don't need to pay $1 million just to exist. You also get paid more here, which is worthless when the cost of living is so high. California equals LA. To me it does. That's all I've ever been there. So I'm going to put that across the entire state. Yeah. Muscle man. Okay. Eating over 2 pounds of ketchup. Hey, muscle man.
Today we're going to eat a whole bottle of Heinz tomato ketchup.
It does slap.
0.6 ounces.
Bottoms up. Yum, yum, yum.
Reminds me of the mustard video I did. 5 pounds of mustard. 6 bottles of it. It's in my playlists.
That's a lot of mustard.
Playlist. Let me crack the seal and get down to business. Going for the...
He looks angry at it. He's about to go to war with this ketchup.
Eating one of these with the lid.
That's an ungodly amount of sugar. Healthy sugars, though.
Take a minute.
Natural sugars. Let's go! Yeah, that's a good sound. We like that. Do a long distance squirt. I can't see it. Oh, there we go. Now I can't. Yeah, it's better. Give it the gas. Yeah, we're cruising. I remember in elementary school, one of my friends used to just eat ketchup. So he'd bring a bottle of ketchup in it, or like one of those small little ketchup bottles in his lunchbox, and he just squirted onto like his plate with his food, and he'd just eat the ketchup with a spoon or something. Let it ride. Alright, pretty good, pretty good.
Got it. Keep on chugging it. Yeah, keep on sending it.